Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Efree, the second of about 5 requests from him. Thank you so much for your generosity, my friend. And for anyone that wants to request any type of videos, topic, tier list, ranking, movie review, re-review, thought streams, commentaries, video game playthroughs, whatever the case, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. So thank you. So this is White Palace from 1990, which I don't know why for a split second I thought it said White Castle, but of course that's not. But White Palace. It stars James Spader, who I mentioned in the previous video. I'm a big fan of Spader. Big fan of him as an actor. Whether it be Jack's Back. Even films that aren't that great, I like him in it. Like Supernova and The Watcher. Very competent, I would say underrated actor. Susan Sarandon is in this film. Jason Alexander. Kathy Bates is in it, but she's in only like one scene. Eileen Brennan, if I learn how to talk. She was Miss Peacock in the film Clue. She's in this. And pretty much the story is James Spader. He's still dealing with the after effects of the death of his wife. He goes to this party that's kind of a, I guess you call it a bachelor party. It was a party. And he had ordered food for everybody. So there's like 50 burgers. 6 of them are missing. They're empty. So he goes back to complain. And the waitress there is Susan Sarandon. After a bit of argument, he gets his money back. He goes back to the party. They're showing pictures of memories of other people. One of them is a picture of his wife. Jason Alexander plays his buddy, and he's trying to get him, hey, get back on the horse, go out there and meet women, but then apologizes later because, to push someone into doing that while they're still dealing with the death of their wife. It may be good intentions, but it's like, ease up on it. One thing leads to another. He's at a bar. Susan Sarandon sees him again. And then from then on, this relationship starts. Where they make a point to mention Spader's character. I think they say he's like 27 years old. And then Susan Sarandon's in her 40s. And the idea is that Spader is part of this kind of upper echelon of, I don't want to say yuppies, but people that are much more into being tidy, being their accessories, while Susan Sarandon is more blue collar, and she's also dealing with the death of her son, and they're from 2 different worlds, all that jazz. And then it goes on from there. James Spader does a really good job. He usually does. Susan Sarandon, her acting is good, but I do not like her character in this. But her acting is good. Jason Alexander, he appears a couple times. You don't really see him much in the second half of the film. He kind of disappears in the second half. Well, not outright disappears, but he's not in it a whole lot. Kathy Bates is at the job of James Spader's, where he works. She only has one scene, but maybe that's because 1990 is also when Misery came out. So she was probably, I would assume, making Misery, and then it's just weird that she's in one scene in this. But I guess maybe at the point Kathy Bates was not. I mean, this is before. I mean, Misery would come out the same year. Might come out after this, actually. That's when she really blew up. And Eileen Brennan plays Susan Sarandon's sister, and she's able to tell James Spader a bit about the death of Sarandon's son and some other stuff. I guess it's one of those things where Spader, I don't mind his character. I do definitely understand his plight. Susan Sarandon's character just comes off as a bitch in this. And when at times she's so damn unlikable, it's kind of hard for me to root for this relationship to to its fruition, to prosper, to be successful. Because at times I'm kind of yelling at Spader, get away from that bitch. Because like even when he has a legitimate complaint, he went there, there's 6 burgers empty. It's like, hey, the 6 burgers are missing. She's being bitchy about it. Get back to the end of the line. No, I already paid. Get back to the end of the line. Don't see it's empty. You just smell it. You know what? I'm at a burger place. Doesn't matter what I smell. I'm like, how about you smell my finger after I stick up my ass? She's just so bitchy. And then when she sees him at the bar, she keeps asked about, hey, did your wife leave you? Did your wife do this or that? And he's like, she died. Then she starts laughing about it. It's just, I don't know why I'm laughing, but I'm like, why are you laughing? Then soon after she mentions that her son had died, but you don't see James Spader fucking laughing about it. But you're laughing about this guy's wife died. I'm sorry, I don't care how drunk you are. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the hottest woman on Two Legs, which, with all due respect to Susan Sarandon, she's not. She's a good actress, but I never saw her as hot. I'm sorry. That's mean, oh well. She's a good actress, but I never looked at her and said she's hot. I'm sorry, I never did. So if it was the hottest piece of ass, and I had a wife that died and she laughed about it, I'd give her a couple middle fingers, a couple suck it's, DX drops, and then drop my fucking finger in her drink. By the way, then we'll stick up my ass, drop it again. I don't know why I keep telling about fingers up my ass, but make you smell it, sniff this, and then walk the fuck out. I ain't having it. I ain't going with a bitch that thought of the death of my wife. But maybe Spader's a sucker for punishment. I don't know. Because he takes her home. They're both drunk. He goes in to sleep it off. She forces a blowjob on him. Because he's sleeping. She starts sucking him off. And then he's like, wait. And she forces him down. And I'm like, okay. Imagine that was reversed and a guy forced a girl. It'd be very different, wouldn't it? And I would have a problem because I don't want a BJ from fucking Susan Sarandon. And I'm sorry, I know that's mean, I know that's superficial, I know that's callous for me to say, but I don't get Spader's attraction and to the point of obsession with Susan Sarandon's character. That's why it was hard for me to buy into this film. And I don't hate this film, but I was kind of meh on it. Again, I think the acting is good, but I'm sitting there going, why are you so obsessed with this bitch? Talk about the character, not Susan, but she's not that great looking, which I'm sorry to Susan Sarandon. Hell, I'm not that great looking either, so I'll say it to myself too. But I don't think she's a hot piece of ass. So I don't think it's the looks. And her personality leaves a lot to be desired. She's bitchy, I don't think her character's likable. There's a point he comes home and he's like, hey, how come the lights are off? Oh, I didn't pay my electric bill. I can write you a check. I don't need your charity. Well, apparently you fucking do, because you don't have enough to pay your fucking light bill. And I didn't need to see Susan Sarandon's... I don't need to see Susan Sarandon's old face and hear what she sounds like when she orgasms. That was not on my bingo card for my life. I always thought it was also weird too, because Spader goes to the graveside of his wife. He's looking at the grave of his wife. So what does he start thinking about? Susan Sarandon and the sex scene. Because, whenever I look at my wife's gravesite, I think of sex with another woman. That just came off as weird. You're at the grave of your dead wife, and you keep thinking about the sex you had with this other woman. That just seems pretty shitty. I don't know, it just seems a bit weird. I guess, for Spader, his character, gravesites get him horny. I don't know. Just, go to a gravesite and think of sex. I guess if you're necrophiliac, I don't fucking know, man. Or you're just really, really desperately horny. I don't know. So this is montage where they're having a sex romp. They go have sex a lot. He's getting more late at work, which I thought was going to lead to somewhere, but it doesn't, because there's like one scene where he's at his job, and Kathy Bates is there. He gives her a gift of cleaning supplies. She gets pissed and offended by that. They get invited to Jason Alexander's place for Thanksgiving, and like people try to talk up conversation, and then Susan Sarandon's being a bitch, going, well, first she's the one who says, "Oh, did you have a good blowjob?" And how you don't respond to that? Oh, okay, yeah. And so I think the movie was trying to make us think that this other person was this uppity, yuppie, egotistical person. But if it was trying to do that, it did a bad job, because I'm thinking this other woman, she's trying to make conversation and with this woman never seen before, and didn't know what to say. And then Susan was being the bitch. And like the woman says back to her, you shouldn't be so fast to judge other people's blowjobs. Because Susan pretty much says a line before that about, well, maybe you don't give good enough blowjobs. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Why are you being a bitch? Susan was a dick to the girl for no reason. Now, during a dinner, this other guy gives her a bit of a hard time. They go back and forth. And eventually Susan Sarandon tells James Spader after they leave, you can't look me in the eyes and tell me I embarrass you. I'm like, you do. You do fucking embarrass. You're the one talking about blowjobs and, oh, this girl probably sucks at blowjobs when she didn't do anything to you. You're the one being fucking upfront and bossy or bitchy or getting easily offended or whatever. I'm sitting there going, what the fuck does James Spader's character see in this bitch? Talking about in this bitch, what does he see in the bitch? Must have been the best poontang pie and the best blowjob he ever got, because that's the only thing I could assume. Because anything else is bullshit. And then what got me, what really got me is, she leaves, she quits her job. I'm like, I don't know if you really need to quit your job. Just tell him, listen, please leave me alone. Please don't be at my job anymore. And I think he would listen. Like, he's the type of guy that's not a stalker, okay? It's not bad guy James Spader. This is good guy James Spader. So he may come by a few times, but after, you just say please no, then I think he would listen. Respect your boundary. Doesn't mean you have to leave all your shit in your life and move and quit your job. That feels like a bit of a huge escalation. So Spader's a bit depressed. Go to a party. They go, hey, meet this girl. And it's Kim Myers from Elm Street 2. And I'm like, oh, I like Kim Myers. I liked her in Elm Street 2. I thought she was cute. She seems like a nice person. And I would understand, have a fascination with her more than Susan Sarandon. But no, instead, he's like, no, I can't do this. I'm like, you don't leave Tim Myers for Susan Sarandon? What the fuck, dude? Talks with Eileen Brennan, finds where Susan's working. He tells about how he quit his job and he moved here, and I don't care about that, I care about you. And they kiss, ready to make out on the damn table of the cafe, which I'm surprised she didn't get fired for that. In the real world, you would. When you're ready to hump each other on a fucking table at your job. And then the movie's over. So yeah, the acting's not the problem. I like the acting, but I didn't buy. I don't know why Spader's character was so obsessed with Susan Sarandon's character. Because it's not the looks, it's not the personality. That must have been one killer blowjob, I gotta say. I can only assume that's why. Must have been the best blowjob that anyone has ever been born, thought of, think of, taught, been through in a millennia. Like from the beginning of time, when animals, if they gave blowjobs to each other, I don't know if they do, to in the future when machines and AI give blowjobs to each other. And they, I don't know, blow rust in their mouths, whatever the hell they blow. Whatever that time frame, this must be the best blowjob in infinity. Because I can only see. I mean, I know, I make it seem like Susan Sarandon is fucking a troll. No. I'm not. She's not that bad. But I don't see the appeal. Good actress, but not that. Not to that extent. Sorry. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. I would say if I had to pick Star-Crossed, I probably like that a little bit more than this because that still, it deals with sci-fi. I'm a sucker for sci-fi, although that was done very cheap. But I did say, okay, it's cheap because it's a TV movie. So this is going to look a bit better because it has a bit more of a money and production value. But I do think Jane Spader and Belinda Bauer worked better together in that movie. I think this is a better made movie, directing wise. I mean, I'm not a fan of either one. If I had to pick, I guess Star-Crossed I'd rather watch, but although I have more problems with that, to be honest. But I think because just the love story, it worked a little bit better for me in that than this. Because I just see why he'd go after Belinda Bauer. I could understand that. This, not so much. So maybe that's where it gets into the thing. But anyway. With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.